YouTube, hello there, Retro Reclaimer here, reclaiming my retro past. We got a pickups video. I'm trying to do these a bit more frequently rather than wait till I build up a few bits. But yeah, there's stuff here over the past few weeks. First thing first, so Facebook Marketplace pickup. Yeah, if you've watched recent videos, I'm sort of in the market for 360 consoles, particularly the original console, trying to find a Blades one. Yeah, I could go online and spend more money and get one that way, but I don't know, it's just something a bit interesting about buying 360s and turning them on and not knowing whether they will have that dashboard or not. So this particular 360 that I saw on Marketplace is the slim model, so I know it's not going to have that dashboard. But yeah, it was on there for £20, so yeah, with a bunch of games, controller, and the box. So straight away, it was an easy £20. Just yeah, it's easy. I'll make my money back, or it's certainly whatever I've got here is worth it. So I'll show you the box. It's the slim model with the Connect. I've already got, well, I think I've got like 9 different 360s, but maybe 5 or 6 that work. But yeah, the main reason I bought this was for one of the games, which I'll show you, but also I thought, because I've got so many, I could probably just trade this in and make my money back that way for credit, but I'm a bit apprehensive about taking stuff to CX lately, unless the games, just because there's that much stuff that I've took in the past which they turn down. I know they're quite strict, so yeah, I just don't want to go through the effort of taking it down and then I'm ringing saying, yeah, we can't take it because of whatever. But whilst it's boxed, there's no inserts or manuals. There's literally just the Kinect sensor itself. Does it have the power supply unit? It won't do, I don't think, because it comes with the console, doesn't it? So I don't think there'd be any requirement for the power supply. I think the power supply unit was just if you was using it on an old 360, so it wouldn't make sense to package this with this. But again, no instructions or manual stuff, so I'm not sure. But here it is. And it does have a 250GB hard drive in there as well. So yeah, and an official controller. So yeah, I'm more than happy to grab that. Yeah, 20 quid's a bit of a steal. Again, I'll show you the games just a second. But yeah, just a bit of history, a bit of a story. Yeah, I had the 360 original model. It was actually, they released a 60GB model. So it was a Pro, but with 60GB hard drive. You know, the old white model. I had one of those. I had all sorts of peripherals. So I had, I remember having the Fable 3 controller, limited edition controller. I had the racing wheel, the wireless racing wheel. Big bunch of games. I had You're in the Movies game with the camera. And yeah, I decided to trade it all in one day for a PS3. So I traded it all in. I think it was Game Station. Took it all to Game Station, traded it all in, got a PS3. And the main reason was to play games that I've not played, such as Uncharted. And then just for something different as well. But yeah, other than that, it was the fact that there were Blu-ray discs. It was the fact that the PS3 was this black, glossy, nicer, more premium looking console with touch sensitive buttons, as opposed to just the white plastic that the 360 is. And then it must have been a week or two later that adverts came out for the 360 Slim. Nice glossy black console with the touch sensitive buttons. So I remember seeing it, my jaw dropped, and I thought, yeah, I want that. I want to move back. So financially, it was a stupid decision that I made, but it did give me that little opportunity, that small window where I played. I played Uncharted 1, 2, and I think Need for Speed Pro Street was another game that I played. Other than that, I'm not sure if I played out else. Did a bit of trophy hunting. But yeah, moved back to the 360. So the 360 Slim, when it was released, I bought day one. I pre-ordered it. I just started working at that point. Or I'd been working for 6 months maybe, and so I put money aside, pre-ordered it, and picked it up the day that it came out, and took it home, and I was buzzing just to open the box. So yeah, that's a bit of story, because I think that's what we watch these videos for. We want to know what people are picking them up, what price they're paying, where they got them from, but also just a bit of story, reasoning behind it. You know, why am I now sat here in this room with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 8 360 consoles. A few of them don't work. I think there's two. There's one, a slim with a red dot of death. There's a white with red ring of death, and there's another one with a dodgy, or another two with dodgy disk drives. So I'm hoping with one of them or two of them I can take the dodgy disk drive out of, or the good disk drive out of the decent. This is really complicated, or confusing. So yeah, I'm hoping I can take the good working disk drive out of the red ring or the red dot of death console and swap it for a console which is working fine apart from the disk drive. That makes sense. Swap the disk drives over, but I don't know if there's like software issues that stop that or prevent it. But I'll have to give it a go. Maybe it'll make a video. Yeah, enough about that. So yeah, I got the console, and it also came with free games. One game in particular made me think, yeah, I'm definitely buying that, and it was Star Wars free, Lego Star Wars free. I've not actually tried any of these to see if they work. It comes with a manual, so that's always good. And I've not checked the disc. Yeah, a few light scratches as you'd expect, but nothing. You never see them, do you, on videos? But yeah, that'll do just fine. I think that goes for £18 in CX at the moment. Last time I checked, it might have risen. And of course, I want all the Star Wars games anyway, so the fact that this bundle was 20 quid, it was a no-brainer for me. Other games include Lego Jurassic World and Lego Marvel Avengers. Now, I don't have any of these. Both come with manuals. I can't believe it took me all this long to check. I must have been sitting on this for about 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, everything in good nick. I think I mentioned earlier, it came with a Pro controller, so that's an official controller, so that's always good. So yeah, 3 games, controller, console connect box, 20 quid, bang on. Yeah, I don't know yet. I might clean it up and just use it. So I'm using the Halo Reach limited edition console. You can just see tip of, and I'm thinking it's probably a good idea to sort of retire that and put it in the box. You know, keep it boxed away, nice and clean and nice, and use just this black one. A little more nostalgic with that black glossy one, because that's the one I owned. So yeah, I don't know yet whether I'll trade it in or whether I'll just use that. And then moving on, so I did a couple of CEX trips. Let me just make sure I get these right. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it does matter, and I'll explain why. So that one, this one, it'll make sense in a minute. Right, okay, I've got it. So first, I'll show you these 3. So I think, yeah, I went to CX in Burnley, and then I went to Blackburn after that. So these are the Blackburn. Yeah, these are the Burnley ones. I could be wrong here. I don't know. It don't matter. But yeah, I bought Call of Duty, big red one. One thing I do now whilst I'm in CX, which everyone should do, is I always say, if they don't have a manual, I don't want them. Yeah, this game I'd played a lot of back in the day, and for some reason since I've been collecting, I've not picked it up. So yeah, I figured I'd grab that. Then there's Rise of the Argonauts. So this is is it Jason and the Argonauts? I don't know if it's out to do with that film, but I remember I used to buy the Xbox magazines, and this was always advertised in there. If you subscribed, you got a free game, and this was a free game that you'd get. And yeah, I think that is the only reason why I bought it. Obviously, it was only a £5, but I thought it's my sort of genre, you know, bit of historical sword fighting. I'll probably enjoy it, but I just picked it up simply because I remember thinking that'd be a good freebie if I subscribed. A bit weird. And then yeah, one which I didn't really know this existed. I saw it and I thought I'll grab it, and it's Dino Crisis 3. So this was £25, so a little more pricier for an Xbox game. And again, made sure they all had the manuals and stuff. I've got Dino Crisis 1 on the Dreamcast. Dino Crisis 2 didn't come out on the Dreamcast. I don't believe. I'm sure I looked and it wasn't. So I'll have to get that on the PS1 if I want to play it. And then Dino Crisis 3 is on the Xbox. So it's very strange because they're all on different systems. But yeah, since I bought this, I had a little look on the back, and it says, the dinosaurs are back. The year is 2548. The starship Ozymandias, missing for 3 centuries, suddenly reappears without warning. Now, it could be interesting, but the fact that this is now futurist, I mean, I don't know when Dino Crisis was set, to be honest, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Doesn't really matter because chances are I'm never ever going to play this game, because I'd want to do the first two first at the very least anyway. But again, it's just nice to have, nice to know that it's there should I ever want to play it. Next trip to CEX, so this is when I went to Blackburn. I picked up another 3 games. Right, yeah, so the reason I had to split these up, so I've got Fusion Frenzy. So this is a game that I always remember having, I think it was a demo. I don't think it was a playable demo. I think you could watch a video, and I remember watching videos of Fusion Frenzy thinking that looks really good, but never ever owned it. And yeah, I've been keeping an eye out for it for a while, and it was a CEX, only a £5, so I picked it up. And we played this the other day, me, my wife and Oscar, and we had tons of fun. It's not the best party game in the world, but you know, out of, I don't know, 30, 40 different party games that you can play, there's probably a good 10 that are fun and interesting enough to replay again. So yeah, always good to have these party games. And then the next one I got was Lord of the Rings Conquest. Basically Star Wars Battlefront, but Lord of the Rings. I enjoyed this. I remember feeling a little let down by it. I didn't think it was amazing, but it's Lord of the Rings, so I want it. And I know it is sort of fun. I've got a feeling that when I do give this a go, it will be one of those where I'll play it and I'll go, yeah, I remember this. It is pretty shit. But we're collectors, aren't we? That's what we do. And then the third game I can't show you. I picked up Fallout 3 expansion pack, and there's basically, I've got one. It was the one I don't have. So I've got the Pit and Anchorage, I think. So it was the other one. I forget the name of it. So I picked up that. It just said on the front, you know, on the CX label, it just said Fallout 3. Took it to counter. Said again manuals. He put them in, and I didn't check until I got home. But when I got home, it was just a Fallout 3 disc and manual, so I weren't really happy about that. So I went back in the day after. Said you've put the wrong disc and manual in. He had a look and said, yeah, we don't have the other, so it's been brought in just as Fallout 3. So I said, right, in that case, I don't want it. Obviously they offered refund. It was only £4, and I said, rather than refund, I'll just go and find something else. So I picked up Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise. So Viva Pinata I proper enjoyed. I 1000G'd it, and I thought, you know, it was right, again, something right up my street, just dead chill, witty sort of banter. Obviously it's made by Rare, it's Rare, isn't it? And yeah, I really enjoyed the first one, and only really spent an hour on this one before, so yeah, maybe I'll play this at some point. I don't know, but yeah, it will more just to I just thought I'll grab that rather than have a refund. So that's all those. Right, after that, so yeah, I've been picking up a lot of 360 stuff, and I picked up a HD DVD player. I've still yet to get some HD DVDs. I've been having a look online, obviously eBay, and I've also looked in CX and saw a few, but I don't want to just buy ones for the sake of it. I want to buy films that I'll like to watch. So a couple I've got on my radar are King Kong, which I watched recently anyway, but I don't know, I'd like to have that on HD. And Transformers, just obviously films from that time, but I'll probably get 5 or 10 films and just have a small HD DVD collection for some strange reason. But yeah, I think on the video where I picked that up, I realised that it was all boxed. Looks like it's never been used, but there was no remote there. So Tootie Stu commented and told me to get in touch because he thinks he's got a 360 remote. So yeah, he sent me one over, which is very kind of him. So now I can put this inside with the box, use it, and again, I know it's strange, but it'll be nice just to give this a go, watch a film on it at some point. But obviously it completes the box, which is the main thing. So yeah, massive thanks to Stu. I really appreciate that. And then moves on to the last thing to see. So make sure I do this the right way because it's still got all my address on. But this has just come today and I've not had a look at this. So I bought this on eBay, and I was watching it. I've been looking around for this, and I can't remember. I looked at CEX, and I think it's like 20 something quid. It's the special edition of Oblivion, and yeah, I had a look on eBay, found one that looked really good. The coin's still in the, never been opened from its little plastic case, and yeah, the bid was quite low on it, so I just put a max bid in, and I won. And I think it was £18 or £18.50. And that was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And I was getting a bit concerned that he weren't going to post it, but it's finally come. So this is the first I'll see of it. Let's make sure there's nothing in there. But yeah, it looked like it was in really nice condition. It's been packaged well, so that's good. But yeah, this, I'm not too sure if I owned this back in the day, like a pre-owned, if I picked it up pre-owned, but I don't think I did. It was either that or a friend of mine had it. But yeah, I've wanted this for a while, just because I really I'm playing Oblivion at the moment, and I really like the series. I prefer this to Skyrim, by the way. But yeah, so far, the box itself is really nice. It doesn't look like it's been damaged too much. There's just a crease here, which is, again, I can live with that. I'm not too fussed. But the main thing is that everything, all the contents are in there. So open it up. Again, great artwork, which you won't be able to see too well because I'm not a professional, if you wasn't aware. But yeah, so you get a coin, which is, the in-game currency. I'll hold that up close. I think they're called septims. But as you can see, that's still in this plastic wrapper, so it's never come out of there, which is, unless there's an opening. No, there's not. So that's very cool. Happy to have that. You get a map, which you get with the standard games. I don't think there's any difference to this. We'll open it up just to make sure. Yeah, it's just a standard map. So if you've played this game, you'll have seen that map tons of times, I'm sure. You get a pocket guide. So this is well, I believe it'd be interesting. I don't know, but you get a pocket guide to the Empire. So there's artwork in there and text. So it's just extra reading for the different provinces that are within the game. And then obviously a manual, game, and bonus material. So yeah, it'd be good to flip through some of these and have a look what came that was extra. But yeah, the manual again, doesn't look like that's ever been touched. So yeah, I could tell by the pictures it was in nice condition, and yeah, I was surprised that it weren't bid on so much. It goes, you know, it sells for more in CEX, and I don't think they had any in stock. Otherwise, I probably would have bought it, I'd imagine. I don't know, I have to double check. So yeah, 100% happy with how that's turned up. It's got everything in there. It's a nice little collector's piece. I've got the Game of the Year edition, so once I've finished the main story, which I'm just playing on the standard, I'll be playing the rest on there. So it's game-wise, it's not really much of a use to me, but I will read through that pocket book, and I do like little documentaries and making of games, so I'll watch that as well. Just over 20 minutes, yeah, happy with that. I don't really want them to go longer than that. So yeah, real happy. It's very, very 360, apart from Dino Crisis 3. Very, very 360 base, I get that, but it's sort of something I'm enjoying collecting for at the moment. I know there's a lot of hype, and you know, people are just collecting for the sake of 360. It's like, obviously, that fear of missing out, they're trying to grab it, and there's probably an element of that with me as well, but I've got most of the games that I want. I'm just picking up different pieces here and there. But yeah, it's such a good system, such good games on it. But yeah, we'll see you in the next video, whenever that may be. Alright, bye bye.